now.
Greetings, world infamy. I am Richard,
And I am Gary.
and welcome to today's edition of Rocking
Pandoras.
Dora's Box. Yes,
Yay!
we love you back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Gary.
Hello, Richard. How are you?
I'm great. How are you today?
I'm not doing too bad. Yeah. The Ascension symptoms are still with me, but apart from that, I'm fine.
Yes, yes. I think we're all going through this like as a collective in these nowadays and moments.
But it's good
Yeah.
because it means something's happening and it's tangible.
It is tangible. We are upgrading
Oh, yeah.
for a rebirth, babies. A rebirth. The rise of the phoenix.
And that is coming, I can assure you.
Yes, it is.
Well, last week was a really, really good fun show, and I really enjoyed it. And after we finished, my partner Mel came up with a suggestion, and it was an oh my god moment, and I think it's got some legs. So we were talking about the Romanovs, obviously, and Melania Trump and such like, and something that came to mind because Melania's quite a tall lady, isn't she?
She is like stunningly beautiful, like an
oh yeah,
Amazon.
yeah, and her son Baron, very tall,
Yes.
and there was somebody else who was very tall, and they were part of the British royal family for a while.
Well, of course you're going to Lady Diana, aren't you?
You know it.
Well, it could only be but her when you speak of them. Yes. Yes.
Now, I've got a funny feeling that Lady Diana is more than she was or portrayed to be, and could also possibly be connected to the Romanovs as well, and or because remember last week we were saying there were more children.
Yes. 4, I think I said.
4.
And I don't know if 4 is including Melania, but there's 4, and it's been secretive because that was a 4 of swords, if I remember correctly.
Yes, it was.
And it was,
Yeah.
And that card, like the last sword under the sleeper, means like secrets unbeknownst to most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Diana, and I know this is a stretch, but
okay.
But Diana was obviously clearly selected by the royal family of lizards to be brought into the fold for some reason. And nothing happens by accident in this realm.
Oh, I know where you're going. I can see it. Sorry, go on.
No. And so I think that she was more important than the royal family itself, potentially. I mean, she had such a lovely energy, just like Melania does. And that energy strikes me as being very similar.
It does.
So, is Diana, or was Diana, part of the Romanovs, or something else very important?
Well, you know what, Gary, Femi and world, I feel Diana a very present around me right now because, as you will know, my higher self is able to channel another higher self. What does that mean? Okay, it doesn't have to be necessary that someone has passed away, because if someone is still alive and thriving amongst us that are like pondering around in this matrix, I can still contact a higher self of that person. So I'm feeling her presence. Do you want me to see if I can invite her in?
I would love that.
channeling?
I would love that because I think that's something special. And if you can get her essence
She's here.
Then when you can ask some really good questions, because you know better than I do what questions you need to be asking, because you're going to be guided as well.
Well, yes, of course, and it's spontaneous, but you know who else is here? And this is a very big surprise. It's Whitney Houston.
Really?
She is a little bit in back of her, but she's very present and she's pushy. I like Whitney. She's like the proper version of a diva, like
Yeah.
because I don't divas like Mariah Carey might not be that good of a. I don't like Mariah, but I'm a rock and roller. But Whitney is around. That's weird. All right, so sorry. Because I feel she's like pushing Whitney. It's like, oh, she's hungry for something. But right now, okay, she's backing off right now. All right, so higher self, are we in contact with Lady Diana's higher self? Is she present? And I want you to rock it like you mean it. Rock it like you mean it. Oh, you can do so much better than that. Coffee break was like half an hour ago. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And there we go. Okay, so I am in contact with Lady Diana right now. She is present. Oh, she really wants to talk. Look at the swing here.
Yeah.
Okay, so where would you like me to go first? Like you wanted to know if she had a relationship to the Romanov?
Yeah. Is she a one of the other children or relative of who were? I mean, look at the swing.
That's a big yes. And hasn't there always been like something like I recall in the past, you know, at the beginning of the Q posts and all this, there was a lot of talk about Lady Diana and President Trump. And some people thought that Melania was a mask wearer of Lady Di. Like there is a feel of
The
all
energies are similar.
connected as one of the same, isn't
Yeah.
there?
I mean, and that's what I'm saying. The energies felt very similar between Melania and Diana when I thought about it and felt it. And
So
sat
I
down
have
and
to ask right now. So Lady Diana, okay, so let's just go for this one in the Q post, like I said at the beginning. Is there any way that Melania, you were, but no, it's going to be a no. Like I know, like she knows already. I just don't know how to form it. Were you a mask wearer wearing Melania's flesh or mask? It's a no.
no,
So, because there's a lot of that. Like
there
Melania
is.
is really Lady Diana. It's a
Yeah.
no. They're
No.
two different people. But is there a relationship in the bloodline? And now I'm going back to you because Lady Diana is showing me your intro that you were speaking of. Like there was a reason why the crocodilians might have wanted her because it is like real royalty that
Yes.
is founded and birthed and of Gaia. Crocodilians are not Gaia's children.
No,
They
she's
feed upon them.
yeah. Diana would have been the divine feminine, the
Yes.
true, the true
True.
Gaia feminine of this
Yes.
realm.
And now I have Gaia that's in back of me because I do communicate with Gaia. And okay, Gaia's pushing Diana for a second. This is Gaia. Oh, she is loud, proud online, and she's ready to give those medals to her divine babies, which is Diana, which is Melania. And I have to ask, sorry, tangent, like you like the word, because I have to clear this out one and for all. Okay, so Princess Catherine Middletown.
Middleton, yeah.
Yeah.
We call her Kate Middleton. That's who we call
Yeah,
her.
but
Kate.
I get slack when I call her Kate by people. They attack me like you wouldn't believe. So it's not one of the same. Now, Catherine Kate, is she as nefarious as the other crocodilians? I know it's going to be a no. Okay, because that goes to one of my readings. Okay, but she is not of the stature of Lady Diana.
No.
Okay, so that clarifies because I did a reading on her I don't know when, 2 months ago. And I saw, I'm going to keep Black Obsidian there. Gary Femi, I had a vision. I had a vision of Catherine Kate walking down Buckingham Palace on the second floor in a lilac, gray, purple night silk gown. So she's walking down the hallway really rapidly because I could see the silk moving. And all of a sudden, she turned into Lady Diana. Like the same body, the same gown, but the different head. And when I spoke, to Honey about this, Honey C. Golden, she says it's because it's what you saw is the return of Lady Diana.
The energy coming back.
Yeah. And Lady Diana's back. Gail was just a little prompto. That means like kudos. You don't screw with my Lady Diana.
For a little tangent, just while we go, just very briefly on Kate Middleton or Catherine Middleton.
Yes.
There is a model called Heidi who looks identical to Kate, who plays her regularly. Catherine or Kate has not been seen in reality for a very long time.
I seem to have remember this in my reading. I seem to remember that she traveled or left or ventured across sea somewhere far away.
Well, this is
the original one, I mean.
Yeah. Well, this is more juice. It is rumoured, and people who live in East Anglia and Norfolk, this was not common knowledge, but it was knowledge.
Okay.
That she was seeing a gentleman, and that gentleman was found dead against a tree.
You know I'm going to ask. All right, Black Obsidian. Is there any is there any truth? Yep. I've never heard what you just said about the tree and the body, but is there any way we are wrong just to show the family this is not busted? Or nope. Wow, you're bringing another. Look at us. We're like hardy boys.
But also William was having an affair with a woman as well.
So William, is that the blonde or the redhead?
Blonde. William is Catherine's husband. Next in line for the crown. And he has been having an affair with a lady as well, which I think was the breaking point of Kate or Catherine, and the reason why the two issues could be, and perhaps why you saw Kate turn into Diana, because Charles was having an affair or was always with Camilla during the marriage.
And what a monster he's a monster. She's a monster. They make pretty monsters, I guess.
Yeah.
You're all on point and accurate about this, you know, but because I don't feel that Kate was the crocodilian person at all.
They have to bring in fresh blood, as it were. I know that sounds a horrible thing to say, but Diana was fresh blood, and so was Kate.
Okay, but they're not at the same level, though, somehow. Well, they wouldn't be, because if Lady Diana has a connection to the Romanov family, a connection to Melania Trump, that would like trump over like another kind of royal, right?
Well, I seem to remember that Diana was the 16th cousin of Charles.
Here we go. I don't know. I've never heard this.
Yeah.
Is there some truth to this? The 16th cousin of, apparently so. Show me again no to show the world I'm not busted. Yeah. So we're going to a no. So is there truth to what Gary just said? Because again, Femi, this is my higher self. This is not an entity coming into my pendulum. It's my higher self that comes through me and moves. My higher self, Gary's higher self, your higher self knows everything that is truthful. There is no lies. Like Cash Patel says, no rocks will be left unturned. It knows everything because higher self is a particle of our creators.
Correct.
Creation.
Correct.
Right?
It's the spiritual connection we have to the creator.
That's what we have.
We're a fractal of the creator.
I just like to use this because usually I will have like an inner knowing, but an inner knowing doesn't have a visual. And the cards are fun because it's interactive.
Yeah.
But that's a visual. Because I'll never touch a bloody Ouija board. Okay, that's entities. That's not higher self.
So the second question on this one
Yes, yes.
is Kate Middleton, the 17th cousin of William.
Okay, so Sally wants to come out. All right, so she heard your question, and where do you get your? But again, 1717, the letter Q. You know, so, yeah, it's a yes. I don't know where you get your information, but is there anywhere, Sally, we are wrong with Gary's like 17 and no? Do yours. Do you have your pendulum close by? Because you know, I love it when you show off for me. Let's see what you get.
So, Pendulum, are you happy to work? And that's a yes, because it's going clockwise. So, and it's going backwards and forwards like that because it loves the question.
I know.
It absolutely loves what it's going to come out with. You
Oh,
know,
look, they're making love together.
they are
Mine's matching yours.
Oh, superb. So, was I right regarding Diana and Kate being cousins of those that they married in the 16th and 17th?
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
It's clockwise and it's swinging like, I mean, if I move my arm, give it a good swing. Come on, give it a good swing. Look at that. There we go. Look.
Oh my God, your pendulum is exciting my Sally. Look at her. She's all like, va-va-voom.
Who knew we'd be having pendulum sex tonight?
I love it so much. Pendulum sex. Oh, da-dum, da-dum, da-dum.
But that is really that's really interesting though, isn't it? I mean, yeah. So it appears that the royal family, although see, I'm going to drop another one. Okay. Now, during the Napoleonic Wars,
okay,
the Zionists, Rothschilds, tricked the British or the English stock exchange by telling them that Napoleon had won the war.
It was a lie, a trick.
Yeah,
yes,
a trick. And so the stock market crashed, and the Rothschilds purchased the United Kingdom for pennies in the pound, and so were able to financially control the entirety of the United Kingdom from that point onwards. And I think, I'm sorry, I've got notes again because I just want to make sure.
Of course.
Yeah, so the Battle of Waterloo, I do apologise, everyone. The Battle of Waterloo happened on the 18th of June, 1815. Okay. Now, we then go to 1845, which was the beginning of the potato famine, as known, where the Irish had their food stock stolen and were left to starve to death when the crown removed the food and gave it to the English. Shocking. But at that point, the royal family were completely and utterly broke. And the Rothschilds bailed out the royal family. Now, this is the kicker. Let's get the cards on this one. The kicker is the deal is meant to have been that the Rothschilds would then seed within the royal family.
Like seeded, making babies? Okay. Well, already I'm getting a yes.
My arms, I've got a goose on my arms at the moment.
You got a goose on your back. Instead of a monkey on your back, it's a goose.
The goose.
Oh, I think we got something. Wouldn't that be a funny image? Like you got a goose.
Maybe that's where they get angel wings from.
Oh, I do like that. I do love my geese. Yes. All right. So let's see. So is there any truth into higher self, oversoul, and universe into what Gary just said, where the Rothschild creeps, the creepy crawlies, would have merged bloodlines with the crocodilians. Two cards.
No way.
Those brought my attention. And the next one is We Speak a Truth. I mean, I will go on, but right there, I could actually stop, drop, and change. I mean,
says it all, doesn't it?
I'll still see what the cards want to say. But that's funny. Like sometimes this is how it happens when you do cards, right? Like my higher self will interrupt and maybe like throw something. And oh my God. You know the three cards I just showed you? The devil, death, and we declare truth in what we're saying with the alpha.
Yeah.
Because of those creeps war against Gaia and Creator.
100%.
Oh, yeah, I don't even have to go on.
No.
Dad.
No, very, very interesting. Because that then links back to the history of the Romanovs and why we have Melania where she is.
Yes.
So if you can remember last week, and I'll just turn the page of my because again, we have Zionists first started taking over the United Kingdom in 1648 via Oliver Cromwell. And Oliver Cromwell, who was a Roundhead.
Oh, you mean the elongated skulls?
Well, he's called a Roundhead. Now, I'm not sure why, whether that's because of a Jewish tradition or an elongated skull, or whether he wore a cap. But he was financed by the Zionists who lived in Holland. The Zionists who control the diamond trade.
Okay, yeah, okay.
And we know we're talking about the same kind of people here, the Zionists. Now, Oliver Cromwell deposed the king. I think it was James, was it? Something like that? I can't remember now. But that king was deposed, locked up, and he then took over. They restarted Parliament into their own image of how they wanted to control United Kingdom. But the royal family was still fundamentally independent, because obviously we then have different royal families coming and going and lots of such like. So that then links back to the 1845 full takeover of the royal family. But the United Kingdom has been under the Zionist control since Oliver Cromwell.
Okay, there's a lot here. Like number one, it sounds like Crawley, Aleister Crawley. So like it's got like that energy to it. But this is during what you were saying before that, when the crocodilians, the whatever royals, were like bankrupt.
In 1845.
Yes.
And that's when the Rothschilds fully integrated into the royal family with the bloodline. And so so not only did the Rothschilds control the United Kingdom via the financial, but they also controlled it via the crown.
That makes so much sense, because I've always seen that the Rothschilds were above the royals.
There's that famous picture, isn't there, of one of the Rothschilds poking Charles in the chest.
Yes. Oh, yes, that you're opening up an old file here. Yes, I think. Yes, I remember that. Yes. Those. Well, yeah. Isn't so? Nathaniel is still alive, right?
Who?
Nathaniel Rothschild.
Nathaniel. I don't know.
Okay.
I've their energy is so toxic that I've never gone too deeply into who's who, because
okay.
I don't like it. You know, for me, an overview of them and knowing what they have done and what they do is enough for me.
I get it. I agree with you. I concur. Yes.
I mean, some things that we look at and some things that will come out in the future, we really don't need to be looking at images. We don't need to be going into it. Just to know that it's a thing and it's real and it's happened is more than enough.
Right. I mean, like, who needs to go look at frazzle drip videos?
Yeah.
I saw one image once, and that's all I need. I watch it for 3 seconds, and it's like lodged in my memory. I don't want to see anything else. You're
and,
right.
and, and you can't unsee what you've seen.
You
And
can't.
so, some advice I would give to everybody is you don't have to see it, you just have to know that it's a thing.
Yeah.
And, and,
And
and
how do you know? Your inner self,
yeah,
inner knowing.
yeah,
This is where these guys come in handy to
so
help you
handy.
know, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah, so handy.
Yeah.
So last week, because that was a tangent, really, Diana was a complete tangent, wasn't it?
I know, I know.
But
But I
but
love her. She's
but
got
it
such a
connects to everything because everything is connected in this spider's web of where we live. Um,
yes.
so we were going to look at the Titanic, weren't we? So
Yes.
if you can remember last week, I spoke about the Rothschilds, who I've now shown were in control of the United Kingdom via Cromwell far previously to the American Civil War,
Mm-hmm.
and the Russians navally blocked the ports so they couldn't get in. Now, the same thing happened in 1812. And in 1812, while they're fighting the Napoleonic Wars against the Rothschilds, and bear in mind the Rothschilds were financing Napoleon and the English, because they financed both sides of every war
They
always.
always have, yes.
Yeah, always have.
Mm-hmm.
So when you understand that part about it. Now, the reason why United Kingdom declared war on America in 1812 is because of the Great Comet of 1811. Now, have you ever heard of the Great Comet of 1811?
So a comet coming from the sky, you mean?
Yeah, that stayed in the sky for 260 days. And in America in 1811, created the New Madrid earthquakes. And there was two. There was one at 7.4 and one at 8.2. And then there was two more after it of similar magnitude. Now, these earthquakes were so big that the Mississippi River flowed the wrong way. And it,
Oh.
yeah. So we're talking huge devastation to the point where America was on its knees. And that's when the British declared, or the Rothschilds declared war on America, because they'd had their nose blooded previously in the 1760, to the 80s on that war because the Russians had blockaded. And guess what happened again? The Russians blockaded the Royal Navy again and protected America from being taken over by the Zionists, the Rothschilds. Now, that would create an awful lot of hatred. I mean, I'm sure I read somewhere that the Rothschilds lost over £1 billion. Now, £1 billion in the 1800s was no small potatoes.
Mm.
You could buy countries and continents for that money. So what we then have is a plan that took 100 years to then remove the Romanovs' power and protection of the United States of America. Hence, we then have the Melania situation that we looked at last week, and her moving, or her potentially being the relative of somebody or a child from the Romanov family that was placed into another royal family to be protected so that they could then wreak some kind of penance from that. Now, where we're going with this is the Titanic. There was only, I think, from memory, 4 people in first class that ever died on the Titanic. And those people were three of the richest bankers in the world at the time who opposed the Zionists' startup of the Federal Reserve. And they all died on the ship. So we had John Jacob Astor, Benjamin Guggenheim, and Isidor Straus. And they were millionaires or billionaires in today's right, in their own right, with banking. Now, a few months after the sinking of the Titanic, which was 1913 in April, the Federal Reserve was started up on the 23rd of December 1913.
Again, 13.
And that was the beginning of the takeover via the Rothschilds of America financially. And so they'd lost twice by doing it via war. And so they then had to do it by killing the bankers that opposed the takeover of America. And since the beginning of the Federal Reserve, America has been, like the United Kingdom, a captured country under the control of the Zionists. And that is why this period is so important, with the cards that you keep bringing out of going into the golden era and the change that we're now seeing. This is how
Yes.
important it is. And so for people to understand where we've been and now where we're going to go,
Yes.
and that links back to Trump and Daytona 500, Nathaniel Rothschild, it doesn't matter, it's the Rothschilds. We got the juice on you, buckle up, because we're coming.
I think that feels very accurate, and I love the coming full circle because, again, everything does always come full circle.
Always.
You know, like the light will always triumph, Trump triumph in the end of certain days. And the days doesn't mean we're going to blow up.
Because because you keep pulling the world card.
Yes.
And it's the circular thing. So we've got about 7 or 8 minutes. Would you like to do a little pull on us pull the cards, please, and just see if we're right about the history and the circulation and part of where we're now coming, because the white light forces are now, the pendulum has swung, as it were.
Yes.
We've gone from the crocodilian Zionist control mechanism to Gaia and the light.
Absolutely. Highest self, oversoul, and universe. Are we on point? Like what I say all the time in my readings, what Gary, my brother, has just mentioned. Are we really on track for this new, restored, golden age republic? Is there any way, like, no, I'm not going to like counteract with anywhere we are wrong, but are we actually on point? Is this all accurate? Is everything coming full circle so that everything will be spilled to us so that we can see it and then grow and thrive with Gaia? That's like so strong on, and she loves us on Gaia. We are all her children, her babies. Every single one of us. Well, unless you're a crocodilian. Then you get flushed out the toilet. Go back to your swampy monster.
Queen Lizzie, the lizard.
Tell me everything I need to see, everything I need to know. Let's rock and roll. All right, first in line. So that's a yes with the King of Finances, the King of Pentacles, Golden Era, Restored Republic. Then in a time where we feel at a cross point, blind to what's going in back of us. So, you know, like we're kind of blocked with the information. Then we have a new beginning. The Page of Pentacles is very similar for me as a reader as the Fool. What is that? Reincarnation, rebirth, a fool's new journey, looking upwards, uphill, excitement. And a child is always very vibrant with anything that is exciting or creative. And on the first row, which is yesterday, I got 2 pentacles in between. Humanity feels like cross or like stuck or blocked with the information. Restored Republic and a new beginning. I love this. Let's move on. Then in the now moment, yes, we are working on something, babies. Working for like this whole beautiful new world we're entering. This guy, it's not hard labor. He actually enjoys carving his gold coins, his pentacles. It's like a love in the work that we are doing. And could be seen like at maybe 80%. Then, so look, we're turning our back to an old system, a crocodilian system. The moon is about lies, deceit, mysteries. We're turning our back and going through the 40 days, 40 nights through the desert, looking for like creator, or like in the Bible, it would be Jesus going to look for God through the desert. This is our heartbeat right now, right under, because we feel at a cross point, blinded, we're unsure what's going on. All the other cards in between so far are all pentacles, guys. So after that one, yes, we've made the plans. Per se, the Two of Wands is not here, but with the Two of Wands, you make the plans for your journey. You book your hotel, your reservation. After the two, you get the three. The three is everything's done. You're just waiting for your ship to come in so you can go to set destiny. What is destiny? Restored Republic. Moving on for the future, Creator and Trump and the white hats and everyone involved with the good side. He's here. Ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-bam. Next. Now we got our Two of Wands. So there's going to be even more than what we expect, because once he comes in and everything's all said and done, there are new plans for a restored republic. See, you hold the world in your hands in the 11 portals, looking across, see, manifesting, planning. So I'm going to tell you there's going to be several time jumps or several topics to a restored republic. We have an idea what it is. Like, okay, like no more like stupid taxes, but there's more. This is like planning to restore Gaia. He's holding Gaia. Gaia, I keep telling you, is loud, proud, on the line. She's got her FU boots, and she's ready to kick all those crocodilians into the toilet, because what do you do with a toilet? You flush the trash, the swampy monsters, clean out the swamp. And then we end last night in Fonda, justice be delivered with its karmic punch. Clarifiers. It's a strategy. Everything that we are seeing is a strategy with the Seven of Swords. Swords is an air element, so of the mind, of the mouth, words, contracts, news. And then look, so these are very, very similar, and new day, new dawn, new beginnings. So after the strategy, it's a new dawn, a new day, a new dawn. And then we end with, we're back from war victorious, babies, with the Six of Wands. The whole villageois is celebrating you. You got a wreath, you're riding the horse. Golden Major Arcanas, under deck is the sun, golden new age era. And let's see what I can get, because how many minutes I have left? 2?
1 minute.
Okay, so let's do it fast. Okay, so let's do it fast. Golden. Okay, Gaia is loud, proud, and online. Then we're going to get the Lovers. So in regards to government, and or we're all be coming back to the Garden of Eden. And then we end with everything's going to flip-flop in our fortune. We went to Vegas and won the lottery. Ee-ha!
And didn't I say the wheel? Well, I said the well, but the Wheel of Fortune is exactly the same as what I said before. Exactly how I described it. We're going round in that circle.
Yes.
Superb. Superb reading. Thank you very much, Richard. You're a star.
I love you.
You're a star. I'm going to say we're going to have to say goodbye now. But that's been a brilliant part 2. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, world. We love you. Be real, be good, be kind to yourself, and we'll catch you all on next Rocking's Pandora's Box. Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. Bye. Wow.
With a